Hendrickson, you've just been diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to Disneyland! I was a breast cancer patient. Now I'm a survivor. July 1st, 2014, I was diagnosed with estrogen positive breast cancer. When I got the diagnosis, I actually was not too surprised since I was the one that found the lump. However, my best friend was pretty much devastated. You'll be talking to her in a little bit. What I did was I had a great team of doctors. My primary care physician sent me to the surgeon. My surgeon was Dr. Gary Eden, and he was amazing. He sent me to my oncologist, Dr. Clayton Paloe, also amazing. I think it was Dr. Paloe that sent me to my, well, hello there. I think it was my, Dr. Paloe sent me to my plastic surgeon, Dr. Jennifer Bowl, also amazing. I mean, I just had a great team of doctors. So I did what the doctors recommended. They gave me outlines of what, chemo, no chemo. I recommend chemo, and here's why. Okay, we're doing chemo. Part of the process of the mastectomy was they took out lymph nodes in my left armpit. And that was to test to see if the cancer was spreading or if it was localized to my breast. Well, there was a small tumor in one lymph node, and what that showed was that it had started to spread but was not widespread yet. Yeah, so the treatment for my cancer was obviously the mastectomy, get the cancer out. And then I had 6 rounds of chemotherapy. And then after that, I had 33 rounds of radiation.
Challenging Charlie is her nickname.
Every time I was in the hospital, she wrote that on the board. Hi, I'm Challenging Charlie.
So
Johnny was with me every day that I was in the hospital. She spent the night with me.
went through all of your chemo, and we had the last chemo on Thursday.
All of my chemos were on Thursdays.
And so when I came to stay with her on the following Tuesday, normally the chemo would happen on Thursday, and by Sunday she'd start feeling queasy and nauseated and generally like crap.
Sunday was a bad day. Chemo was Thursday. Friday I went in for a Neulasta shot, and Neulasta is a medication that helps your white blood cells come back, because chemo kills all the white blood cells. So Neulasta helps regenerate white blood cells. And so that Friday was that. Saturday I felt okay, and by Sunday, nothing. Even if I wanted to do something, which I frequently did, I could not. I just felt really, really. The Sunday after chemo was a bad day, and then by Monday I started to feel better. And by the time the next chemo came around 3 weeks later, I felt great again. Well,
so her last chemo happens, and someone else was with her on Monday, and because of her blood clots, we pretty much was 24/7 on Charlie watch. We did not leave her alone.
I was never alone. I have so many good friends that I was never alone. There was always somebody with me.
So on Tuesday when I get there, the gal that was staying with her on Monday called me, and she said, look, there's something not quite right. Charlie is not feeling well. She didn't even get out of bed today. I couldn't get her to eat anything. I couldn't get her to drink anything. Something's not right. So I came over on Tuesday and let myself in, and I tried to get her to drink a glass of water. And she was not having any of it, so I told her if she didn't drink the water that I was taking her to the hospital. So sure enough, she tries to drink the water. She says, oh, it hurts. I'm not finishing that. I called the doctor's office. I said, there's something wrong. And he said, take her to the emergency room. I took her in. Turns out her appendix had burst.
Complication.
So they wheel her upstairs, and someone comes by and goes, oh, is this Charlene Hendrickson? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, well, I'm taking her to surgery. And I'm like, you're not taking her anywhere until somebody tells me what the hell is going on. So then we found out her appendix burst. But, I mean, they literally roll her onto the floor, and somebody's coming to get her, and they've told her nothing. So it's like, no, you're not. That was a 9-day stint.
That was that was the longest we were in the hospital.
And the worst part of it is Charlie was turning 50 like 2 weeks later. So I had started planning this big, huge party, and I had all these people in on it, and she got out of the hospital the day before her birthday. So we did not have a party.
we did have a party.
We did this year.
I was say last month we had a party for my 50th birthday.
So we had a surprise 50th redo party is what we called it. So that went well.
Yeah.
And we surprised her.
They did surprise me. I had no idea what was going to happen.
But I think you enjoyed it much more than you would have
Absolutely.
at 50. So
Johnny looked out for me all the time, but we frequently said that we were entertaining medical professionals across the valley because we're silly, you know.
Your last chemo. She went for her last chemo. I had party hats with little signs on it that says Charlie's last chemo. And nose blowers. So the doctor opens the door and we're blowing we're blowing our horns, and he's like, "I'm gonna miss you guys. You're the greatest."
Well, and the other thing, her daughter spent probably 2 hours the night before my last chemo drawing Mickey Mouse heads all over my bald head with henna, so that I had Mickey Mouse heads all over my head.
So we went in when her appendix burst. The doctor asked about the lesions on her
He
head.
said, "Do I need to? What's going on with these lesions?"
We're like, "No,
henna.
it's henna. It's not a problem." Yeah, things to try and cheer her up.
No, things to keep her cheered up. That was good. Experience with my cancer.
My experience with your cancer, well, obviously that kind of a diagnosis is kind of a shock to the system. But there's really not much you can do about it at that point other than do what's necessary to get you through that. We were there to keep an eye on you when I had to go to work, and we were off doing other things with Joey.
Yep.
I never doubted that this was going to just pass this time around.
Me neither. I'm not gonna get back. Hey, wait a second.
Okay, wait a second.
Yeah, wait a second. Okay,
Keep drinking your water.
now that too. So what I did was I listened to the professionals and made an informed decision.